Concerns on other fronts as well.
Hello adventurers, so today I'm heading out to the Wheatbelt, which is a part of West Australia, not too far from Perth, the capital of Western Australia. It's a main farming area and it's a place that not a lot of people go and explore. The iconic places tend to be more popular, your Carraginis, you're down south, your forests. But there's a lot of interesting stuff out here in the Wheatbelt. A lot of old history, a lot of interesting things to see. So that's where we're heading. We're going to do a bit of exploring. I'm going to do a bit of metal detecting at some old homesteads or houses, ruins, and then end up at one of our farmhouses to stay overnight. Then a little bit more exploring tomorrow, and then head back for Sunday night. So that's the plan, and I'll take a bit of video and put together a bit of a clip about the eastern Wheatbelt, about 4 hours east of Perth in Western Australia. So I'm out here at about 3.5 hours east of Perth in Western Australia. This is a ski lake called Narrabeen Ski Lake. I used to actually ski here when I was younger, so I'm just going to grab the detector and do a run along the edge. It's probably full of bottle caps and things like that because there's obviously it's a Sunday sort of activity, lots of beer drinking going on as well. So, but it's on the way, so I thought I'd just stop and have a look, and then we'll be down to the first old ruin. So let's go and do a detect. So it's a $2 coin. Out of the hole. Squashed bottle cap. Very good. we're just leaving the ski lake, heading further east to the first ruin that I haven't been to before. It'll be the one where my dad used to be when he was a kid. I think they rented the house. Oh, they did rent the house. So it goes back well into pre-decimal. No one else would have detected here. I'm about 4 hours east of Perth, or will be about 4 hours east of Perth. So let's have a look at this place and then get set up to see what's there. So there is the house. I don't know if you can see it there. It is there. It's about there. And we're going to go up there and have a look. I think there was two houses up here, an older one and an even older one and an old one. So we're going to have a look at that, and then there's actually one just in there where I have been before and found pennies and stuff. So let's go and have a look at this. Take a look. I'm glad with all this tin around I brought my snake protectors. Old house is made out of stone. Oh, it's a lead thing. Moved around to the front of the house, and third hole, got a penny. I'm just left the camera in the back, so I had to go get it. So I'll just show you where I am. So there I am. That's the house just here, and let's take a look. There it is in the hole. It's a com penny. It's a com penny. It looks like a 1921. The dirt here is very dry and it doesn't rain a huge amount, so the coins are actually in really good condition. So you can see just a quick rub with a thumb and they come up beautiful. Okay, well, we'll keep on detecting around these parts. I'm around the back here. I just did a circumnavigate sort of around here, but on the other side I'll just show you. I've got found 2 cents, this junior Red Cross badge, and this American Peace medallion. So this is all within a couple of square meters, just over here at the back. The detector's over there on the ground. So I might stick around here. I just sort of doing a bit of a quick detect around to see if there's any hot spots, and this looks like to be one here. So I didn't really know which end of the house they used as the main entrance. It's not always the front, and there is a garage just here, so maybe they come in here and this was sort of the main entrance where a lot of stuff would have got dropped. So okay, we'll continue on. So just here, I'm in this area that I got the other stuff, and just picked up another penny. It was right on the surface. So give them a bit of a clean. Like I say, they're good quality out here because there's just no moisture much. What is it? It's a King George. Get some sun on that. It's a King George, and it's a 1950. So definitely the back of this house has more activity than the front so far. Okay, we'll keep on plugging away. So this is a scratchy 20, but it would seem to be worth a dig, so let's see what it is. I'd say it's that's lead. That's what it is. Scratchy 20. Okay, well, just going to make our way back around to the car and grab a bite to eat and a drink. That's a scratchy 24, and it's compact target. I've just got the headphones on, so that's where it is, right there. Oh, well, let's take a live dig and see what happens. Look at that, a coin. There you go. What is he? What is he? He's a 48 roo with a George on the back. Well, there you go. That's why I should dig those. Well, I might do a little bit more around here. So this is a 26 to 28. It's wavering a little bit too much to be, could be a penny on its edge. Target's not so compact. Oh, well, let's have a look. It's just there. So we'll live dig this one as well and see if I can get 2 in a row. Put you there somewhere. There you go. Not as much luck this time, just a bit of pipe. I'll just double check that hole, but I'm pretty sure that's what it'll be. So I just thought the house was over there. There's a car, and I thought this here looked like it might have had an old shed on it. There's a homemade silo there, and there's some junk and cans. So I thought I'd come through here and I always like to go under old trees because I reckon people used to sit under them in the old days before aircon. And I got a bit of about a 24. I thought I'd dig it, just thinking it was rubbish, but it's a coin. What is it? Looks like a halfpenny. It is a 38 halfpenny. Beautiful nick. Beautiful nick. Geez, this place just keeps on turning up the finds. Oh, I might stick around these trees for a little bit. It's pretty trashy. As you can see, there's tin cans and stuff everywhere, but I don't know what the saying goes, but I don't know if this is a saying, but where there's trash, there's treasure. So I will dig around this little area under these big trees for a while. Just a little. You're not going to believe it, but in that same hole I covered it back in and then I rechecked it and it still had a 24 in it, and she's a penny. What year? Let me give a bit of a clean up. Unbelievable, just in this bush here. So it's a there's some sun on it. It's a 1935. You know, I just wouldn't have thought, to be honest, there was pennies under these trees, but people must have shaded, got shade under the tree or something. There's the house over there. There's lots of rubbish. You can see there's tins and just piles of steel fencing. So just using field one. Oh, sorry, park one. So got a high tone here, so I thought I'd get the camera. It's a nice solid high tone. There's lots of rubbish here, as you can see. If I walk over here, you can see this is what I'm detecting in. All this tins. So there could be anything, but I've got headphones in, so you won't be able to hear it. But that's a nice steady 27, 28. So let's dig that and see what it is. Well, there you go. It's a halfpenny. Well, that was a high tone for a Roo halfpenny. I've had that before. What date is it? That's a 45 Roo halfpenny live dig. I thought it might have been a silver being that high. When I saw the coin, I was a bit excited, but a halfpenny. There you go. I'm picking up about a coin at the moment every 4 minutes in the last 3. So let's see. Let's hope it keeps up. So I'm getting a high tone here, a 2930, similar to what I got on that last, maybe a notch higher than the last coin. So let's see what this is. It's under these sticks. Might just be yeah, it could be just flat tin. Oh, there it is. It's a little bit of casting. That magnesium alloy casting comes up really high. So there's the house way over there, and I'm further in this bush, and this bush is on fire. This is another penny. They must have been throwing them around everywhere. This is a 57. So this is a fairly new one. This would be Queen Elizabeth. So yeah, as you can see, I'll just show you what I'm detecting through. So I'm actually pretty well in sort of like a scattered rubbish tip. But all I'm doing is, if you have a look over here, all I'm doing is just looking for anything above about 22 on the Equinox, and I'll dig it, and it's either an old toothpaste tube or some cast or pennies. So stick it in the pouch, and I'm going to keep on heading down this way. I'm going to do this area, and then I'm going to do over here. I was going to go to a second place today, but I might stay here for a bit longer. Okay, let's get back on the detector. So I've been all through here and around the back and did a bit of a zigzag through here, but I decided to come back. There wasn't much over there initially, like straight up, so I've come back and I'm going to do around here. There's some activity here where the mallee roots are, and in through here, and I'm a lot closer to the house is just behind here. I'll spin it around in a sec. So we're just going to do a bit more around here, and hopefully something will turn up. Pulled out a bunch of pennies. It's getting ridiculous. I'm pulling them out just now every couple of minutes for the last couple, and here's another one here. So I thought I'd better get some video. There he is here, only a couple of inches down. Good nick. It's a what's the date? 49 penny. So yeah, just in this little area, sort of between that tree and this tree here. I'm just going up and back and pulling them out. So I'm going to keep on working this area and see what comes up. Hopefully I might be able to get something different to a penny. Okay, let's keep on working it. So I've got a you can't hear it because the headphones are in, but that's a sort of a high up to a 30. I thought after getting pennies for the last 3 digs I might do a live dig. I don't think it's definitely not a penny, and it's a little bit wavery, so it's probably just rubbish. But let's live dig it and see what it comes up. Put you down. Oh, you're not going to believe it. Is that a silver? It is too. What is it? That's why it was high. Oh, it's a shilling. What year? 1 shilling 22. 22 shilling. There you go. And that's literally minutes after I just dug the last 3 pennies. I'm averaging over the last little bit about 4 minutes a coin. That's a ripper. Look at that. So how about that? I was pulling out a coin every few minutes and I was getting sick of the pennies and got a silver. So I'm going to continue to hammer this area and crisscross it and see what else is here, because obviously whatever was going on here back then, a lot of activity, a lot of coins. So yeah, the house is a little way away, but yeah, must have been a lot of holes in pockets. Okay, we'll get back on the detector. Okay, I'm going to move to the next spot. This has been really good. I think I got something like 10 or 11 pennies. You can see them there. 10 or 11 pennies, 4 half pennies, a silver shilling, sterling silver shilling, a couple of badges, a Red Cross badge and some other church badge and a few things. So quite, and some bullet shells and a bunch of other bits and pieces. So for the coins, that's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. So well, we'll head to the next place, which is over here. It's actually older than this place. I found 2 pennies when I was there quickly one time, so we'll go and give that a good going over low and slow and see what we can find. Okay, so one last look at the old house. So we're at this next place, mud brick. This was a house, that was a house and a shed. This looks like not much of this one left, but so I think we'll detect sort of through this area between these 2 houses. I didn't really do that area when I was here last time. I did more over there, and I found some pennies under those trees. So we might give that a go as well, but I think I might do this square here and try that. So I've been here before, so it's in one of my other videos. Okay, let's get the detector out and start swinging. Didn't find much here, just some 3/0 brass and a buckle, and no coins. I've only found the 2 coins here, so I'll have to do a bit more research and see where they actually used the house, from which direction, and see if I can get a bit more of an idea where they might be. Okay, we'll head down to the next spot, which is interesting, which is some houses probably from pre-World War I, I think, when they were using horses, I was told. So we're going to go and try and find that. I don't know what's left, if anything, so let's go and see what we can find. So we just pulled in this gate off the road, and I think up here, the story goes, is there's a little horse paddock, and near that, I can see it on Google Earth, and near that there is some remnants of like an old house or settlement. So that's the paddock, the large paddock, and then just sticking off of it is this little horse paddocky looking thing. So somewhere around here there is a little settlement. So as you can see, there's bits of stuff through the bush here that's part of a settlement. So that paddock we're in was like where they put the horses. This is where they lived, and you can see there's actually a horse-drawn implement here, which I'll show you. So we'll detect around here. I don't know if there'll be anything here. You know, this is going a long way back of clearing farms. I don't think people carried a lot of money back then, but or anything like that. So let's have a look and you can only see what's there. So I'll show you a few of these implements and things. I'm just making my way through these sort of clearings that I think are horse paddocks originally. Just looking for signs of people having been here, and I'm just sort of seeing bits of tin and glass up here, so I thought I'd come and have a look. So this is what I was making my way towards. I saw these bottles. Usually wherever there's bottles there is has been people. So we'll detect around here for a bit and just see what we can pick up. Just thought I'd show you what sort of stuff's here. There's bottles, of course, and then there's bits of plate, china. It's definitely a house has been nearby, or this is the dump of a house. There doesn't seem to be a lot here for a rubbish tip. Just a gathering of stuff maybe. Half of it's farm bits and pieces. There's a dog over there, and the other half is sort of household rubbish. Oh, we'll see what see if we can pick up anything interesting. Okay, so we're going to leave this spot. There was really nothing there. Just a buckle, horse buckle type thing, but nothing much. Everything's a bit few and far between there. So I'll have to do some more research on that place, that spot, and see what it was all about. So, okay, we're going to make our way to one last place since the sun's still up, and I have found some coins at this place. Someone lives there, so we'll just have to call in and tell them that we're there. Okay, let's go. So this is the place, actually my cousins used to live here, so this is a big machinery shed. Someone actually lives in that house, a guy called Jacko. I think he used to be, or he is a dogger, one of the doggers, catches dogs. Got a couple of mates over. So there used to be a couple of old houses right here. You can still see the toilet and that there, so I'm going to detect through here, I think. There's a shed down here as well. Yeah, but I'll have a bit of a detect. There's no old shed there. I might have a detect there as well. Maybe at the back of here, we'll see. So let's get on with it. We'll do a bit of a can't hear that, but that just does a noise cancel. Then we'll do a ground, make sure there's nothing here, find a nice clean spot, and we'll do a ground balance, because this ground is very red here, while where I was very sandy. There's a real jumpy signal there, but we might take a look. There's a little hole there, like that's an animal's hole. It's right in that hole. Oh well, let's see what that is. Yeah, that's a bit of stuff buried right down there. We'll leave him there. Okay, let's keep on going, and I will crank up the camera when we find something. So one thing when I'm out, I always look for clotheslines, because when people hang up the clothes, if there's any coins in the pockets, they'll fall out. So we're going to detect around here, because this is the old Hills hoist. So always a good thing to look out for when you're detecting. You can see I've got these snake gaiters on. stops snake bites, because as you can see, this grass here, you can see how high it is. It's about up to my knees, and there's all bush and old bits of house and rubbish tips around, perfect for snakes. So really good idea to use these snake gaiters. Well, the sun's going down over there, nice red sky, so we're going to go over to this old shed and do a bit around there until the sun goes down, but it's a nice red sky, because this shed would have been one of the originals, and we'll see what's around. Toothpaste tube. So that's the day's detecting. I'm going to head back to the farm and get some dinner, and later on tuck in for the night, and then think about where I'm going to go tomorrow before I head back. I'm going to do probably about 4 hours tomorrow. So think of some other places. Okay, we'll hit the road. It's dark, so not a lot to see. Okay, so it's the next morning, and we're just heading out from where I stayed at the farm. You can see tractors behind you. So we're just going to head out and just free ball it on the way home and just have a look and see what's on the side of the road, and a couple other places that I know. So let's get on the road and see what we find. So I just called in here to this place. This farmer now owns this. This is a very old farm, and there's a place just down here that I knew about, but I didn't know how to get there. There's actually 2 places that he has said that are possibilities. This place would have been built in probably early 20s, maybe even a bit earlier. It's mud brick. So might have good potential. So we're going to have a look at that, and then he's said there's another one further to the west that we can take a look at, that he leases that farm. So we'll go and have a look at that one as well. So that'll probably be our 2 farms. I actually did call into another place that has some really old buildings. That is an old farm, but they weren't there, so I left a message. I'll tee that one up for next time. So let's get to this one. So we're here. There's something here, as you can see. There is something out there to look at, and then there's the house. So we'll take a quick look through the house. It's an old mud brick place. This is basically in a bit of a salt lake, which is a strange place to build a house, but they used to do that, or be in the lower parts in the old days, to be closer to water, to dams, because pumps and that weren't so readily available. So let's go and take a look in the house. Mud brick places are reasonably common around here for this era. The old outside toilet. There's not a huge amount left. of the house. We'll see if we can get in there. This is the back. The back is made of sort of Besser bricks. And then a front veranda area by the look. It's actually in pretty good shape. Considering the roof's gone and it's mud brick, there's not a lot of rain out this way, so. The fireplace. This is the kitchen. And the meadows. So the chimneys fell in. Looks like, what's this, a bathroom maybe? Or just a room? Very interesting old place. Okay, well let's get the detector out and see what we can find. This looks to be the front. I'm wondering where the driveway originally was. Okay, well, let's get kitted up. So I've been here about 5 minutes and I've pulled up a 1-cent piece which I didn't bother showing. One of the problems is there's a lot of tin around which makes it a little hard to detect around, but it didn't take long, about 10 minutes. And I pulled up a toothpaste tube from there, and I'll just flick the microphone around, sorry. And a penny. It's a com penny and it needs cleaning up to see the date. This ground's a little more moist and a little sort of on the salty side, so the pennies are not going to be as clean as the other place, but there you go, that place there, 1 penny. We are racking up the pennies. I just did a little bit there, found a penny just next to that pole, which is out the back of this house. And now I'm just making my way. I'm sort of just circling the house close and then getting further away. And I've got a nice strong 25 here. And we have a penny. And this one's in good nick because it was in the surface, in the dry. It's a 1950. 1950. So there's the house there. Not too bad. Okay, we'll keep on making our way through. It gets a bit more junky over here. The tin's obviously I'm not actually going to move the tin, and I'll show you why. I have these snake things on, and obviously pieces of tin like this are great for snakes to live under, so I don't want to be moving them in the summer at least, because if you have a look over here, here is a snake skin. I'll get out of the way. Here's a snake skin that's shedded. So There's obviously here, this would be perfect for mice, so perfect for snakes to go after the mice. So okay, let's make our way around these trees. I always like to go around trees. People tended to park under them and open doors of cars and things like that. Things fell out of their pockets, so let's head that way. So I've got a nice 24-25 here, a couple of inches down, so I thought I'd live dig it. Nice compact target. So let's see if it's a coin. My guess is if it's a coin, it's probably a penny. So let's dig that. No, looks like it was a lid this time. Okay, better luck next time. So I've only been here for a couple of hours. I've decided, because the flies are bad, I need a fly net, to go to the next place. I ended up with, what's that, 2 half pennies, 2 pennies, a 3p, a 1 cent coin, a 2 cent coin in the coin department, and a bunch of other bits and pieces. But so that was just a quick scout around. So when I come back, I'll plan it out better and do some more gridding. So okay, on to the next place. I'm just sort of recceing these places out to see where the activity is and what's around. So excellent. Okay, onward and upward to the next one. Just stopped to have a look at this old cedar. This was when they used to do it tough, steel wheels. This is probably tractor drawn, I guess. Wouldn't be, it's too wide to be horses. You'd need too many horses. Wooden seed boxes that you filled up. And over here there's an old plough, if I can get through to there, over these logs. Detecting out here is, looking at this old stuff's just as interesting. So there's an old plough in here. Looks like it was red in colour at once. Don't know what it would have been this old. Don't know if International had stump jump ploughs back then. I think it was McCormick that invented those. Then over here there's some other, here's an old ramp that they would have used for fertiliser, loading it on the back of trucks. So I'm at this second place for the day. The guy who used to live here passed away a few few years ago, and now it's leased. I'm not sure how old this is. There's this little shack here, and then over here there's a shack. So I'm just going to go for a walk around and see if I can work out what was the original buildings. There's something there. So let's go for a walk and see what we can find. Let's check out what this was. This looks like it was a little original house. So this guy is actually an interesting guy. This guy used to have water buffalo and camels and all sorts here. Okay, so this was the hot water system. There's the bath. This piece of it is gone. There's a basin. What's in here? And this guy was into a lot of, this looks like a meat room. So he was into slaughtering his own meat. There's an old Caro fridge. Some old bags and stuff. So this looks like it was probably, it's got a lot of mesh. So like a meat room. Sort of hard to tell. Oh, it's got a fireplace, so it must have been a little house. So this is a good start. Let's make our way over here. There's another place here, which could have been a shed, but a lot of sheds were houses as well back then. Okay, I had to come and get the camera. I wasn't even ready. I just balanced the detector here and literally just took off and bing. And this must be pre-decimal, because if you have a look, that's a kangaroo halfpenny, I think. Let me have a look. Yeah, 52. Just see it there, 52 halfpenny. So, and this is in the house that I didn't think was as old. So I'm going to do all this backyard here and see what I come up with. If I can find something in the first minute, we might be in luck for a big haul. Okay, let's go. So I haven't gone far and I've got a good high 25, so I'm going to dig this and see what it is based on so quickly getting a penny before. It might be another one. I'll just get rid of some grass. Oh no. Whenever you do that, it always turns out to be something not worth doing. Bottle cap. Okay, so I only found the halfpenny here. I just did a quick scout around, but I found it within a minute. I thought that was a sign, but no, it wasn't. So yeah, I'm going to head off, start heading back to home, and just scout some places on the way. So okay, let's get on our way. So we're leaving that place. I'm going to go right and backtrack a little bit, because I just want to, there's a place on the other side of the road, on the next road south, that I just want to remember where it is so I can log it down. I don't know who owns it, but then I can put it onto a map and find out whose it is. So we're just going to do the long U-turn round. It's only a couple of extra Ks, and check that out. Just had a quick recce of this spot that I sort of knew was here. I just didn't know exactly where, so I'll have to find out who owns this place and get permission to go detect on there. It's an old house. Would have been from around the era of pre-decimal, most likely. It's based on the bits and pieces I've seen around there, and then into the 60s and 70s. So we'll find out who that is and then come back. So now it's back to the town to get something to eat and a drink, and then head back home. It's been a good couple of days, or day and a half. Catch you on the next trip.